Alright folks, as I promised, today is something special. We are going to try create tests without actually writing them, even typing. We will try using only our voice and some special AI tool which called Ralph Wiggum from Simpsons. And this is a pretty interesting AI tool, and let me show you. As I said, it's time for something special. We are going to use WhisperFlow tool, which converts voice to text in order to create our product requirement. And then we are going to use Ralph repository in order to transfer that requirements into actual code. Ralph is an autonomous AI agent loop that runs AI coding tools like AMP or Claude Code. In our case, we'll try to use Claude Code repeatedly until all PRD items is product requirement documents, are complete. It means that we will have a couple of iterations until all our tasks are done. It's pretty handy and easy to use, and I'll just show you. So let's have a quick look what we need to do. First of all, we will need to install AMP or Claude Code. In our case, we'll use Claude Code. Then we will need to clone this repository. We need to copy actual ralph.sh script, and we will need to copy a couple of CLAUDE.md files in order to use for Claude and make our script executable. Next one, we need to install skills globally, and as here as you can see all the files, we will need definitely a skills part. Skills part consists of two folders like PRD, skill.md, with essentially just a text, and it helps to generate PRD documents, product requirement documents, and with some stuff in it. You can read it further. And actual Ralph tool, which converts PRD files into actual prd.json. And this file has its own format, which this tool going to use. And well, let's go one by one. Lastly, we are going to use ralph.sh, which is essential for loop which iterates over and over again until all the task is resolved or until you reach some level of interactions. By default, you have 10 iterations, but it's easily configurable. Right. So first of all, let's get started and let's get this code locally. We are going to copy this file. Let's open our IDE. In our case, we are going to use Visual Studio Code, and let's just try to clone the repository. We will use this URL, and we are going to select as destination. We are going to clone it. Would you like to open? Yes. And here we are, Ralph1, so I already have it and I already tried some stuff in it, and essentially ralph.sh is the main script which we are going to use, but also we will need another file, new window, and this is going to be our new window. Let's create a new repository. I propose to start, so I'm on my GitHub page, and I want to open repositories, and I want to create a new repository called Ralph Playground, essentially. And let's create repository. Let's actually copy it. Let's get back to our Visual Studio Code. Let's open new window. And this new window, we are going to clone repository again. And let's put it here. And we would like to open it as well. Right, so we have Ralph Playground is empty right now. And now let's go to the menu. Let's open the Ralph and do whatever they said. First of all, make dir script Ralph. Let's open our Visual Studio Code in our empty repository. Let's start new session interaction. And let's wait a bit. First of all, make dir script ralph1. Good. Next, we need to copy script to our repository, and for that we will need to have ralph1 scripts ralph1 and then ralph, and then we will need ralph.sh. Right, and we will see ralph.sh is here, and then we will need to copy our Claude stuff. Let's do it. Let's get back to it, and again we will need to go over here, ralph1, and here we will need to have CLAUDE.md. Right, it's here. Next we will need to make file executable. Right, let me turn off the music. Next we need to install skills globally. First of all, we will need to copy skills PRD, which is in, let's go to that folder, ralph1, and actually we just copy skills PRD to Claude skills. And next one, make sure that Claude is installed globally. As you can see, I do have Claude. Claude is installed in my case. No exit. And right. Claude code may read, write. Yes, proceed. Alright. So AMP, we are not using it right now. Next, we want to create a PRD, product requirement document. And in order to do that, you need to fire actually our Claude code. That's what we did. Next, we need to copy this text, load the PRD skill and create a PRD for... We are doing this. Load in PRD skills and create PRD inside current folder for. And now we are going to talk it with our voice. As you can see, Whisper Flow is installed locally, and 111, let's try. Let's try, as you can see. So what I want to achieve is I want to cover Wikipedia homepage with most important tests using Playwright workflow, using Playwright framework. And let's switch back and let's start typing. So Whisper Flow works like if you on macOS, you can use function keyboard and then it will capture your voice and insert the text. Let's try it. I am as a test engineer, I want to create coverage for Wikipedia homepage using Playwright framework. So your task is to install Playwright locally, explore Wikipedia homepage, create most important scenarios, 3 items, let's have 3 scenarios, and then implement the scenarios using page object methodology, and then run those scenarios and verify that all of them are passed and green. Next, create workflow file so I can run it on GitHub Actions in order to verify results. As you can see here, we have all the text inside current folder for let's change a bit. Let's change a bit, and for test engineer, let's call it for test engineer. I want to create coverage for Wikipedia homepage using Playwright framework. Your task is to install Playwright locally, explore Wikipedia homepage, create most important scenarios, 3 items, and I propose to start. And let's see what we will get. It will take some time. As you can see, it's already understand what it needs to do. I'll help you create a PRD for this Playwright test automation project. Let me start by invoking PRD skills. I'll help you create what's the programming language Playwright, TypeScript, and what Wikipedia URL should be tested. Let's go for the first option. What type of test scenarios are most important for your needs? Navigation and search, UI components. Let's go for UI components and navigation and search. Next. Right. What browsers? Chromium only. And review your answers. Yes, submit answers. So it proposes a couple of questions in order to better understand the task. Now it's time for magic. First of all, we need to create a PRD file. Let's see the end result. If we will open this repository, use PRD skill to generate a detailed requirement document. Answer the clarifying question. That's what we did. The skill saved output to tasks PRD feature name MD. Convert product requirement document to ralph format. Load the ralph skill and convert task into PRD. Next, we need to launch our scripts ralph and then wait for result. If we want to use Claude, you need to provide tool, and here we can see, alright, we can see some output based on your answer. I'll create a comprehensive product requirement document for Wikipedia homepage test automation project using Playwright with TypeScript, focusing on navigation, search, and UI components. Let's see, and what else? So after that, we will need to convert it to prd.json, as I mentioned, and finally run ralph. Why and how is it different from just running it in AI window? So this is iteration based, and each iteration has its own history, and we will have different branches with some flow. So you can leave it, and autonomously this task going to proceed through the list of requirements. You don't need to be here, you don't need to watch it, you just need to leave it as is and then come back and check the result. You can provide the max iterations. And now, do you want to make this edit PRD.md? Yes. We want to make this edit. But funny thing that I noticed, PRD has saved to ralph1 PRD.md, which is actually, okay, we will get back to it. I have created comprehensive PRD for your Wikipedia homepage test automation. PRD has been saved to ralph1 PRD.com. Let's copy. In summary, PRD includes use 7 user stories, set up Playwright, create page object, implement search, implement language selection, implement UI components, verify all tests pass, create GitHub action workflow. 3 test scenarios: search, language, and homepage. Technical stack: Playwright, page object, Chromium, GitHub. As you can see, it summarizes pretty awesome. From just our 5-6 sentences, it created full plan on your automation. Now let's do it. I don't see any other. Let's exit here. Let's copy this file to our Ralph playground, Ralph flowchart. Wait a second. Ralph playground. Right, PRD.md is here. The homepage instructions. Introductions. Create automated end-to-end test coverage for the Wikipedia homepage. Goals: install, explore, implement, achieve 100% pass rate, establish foundation for expanding test coverage in the future. User stories, and this is our user stories which needs to be completed. Now it's PRD.md file and we need to actually convert it to a different one. Let's get back to our repository and let's see how to convert to prd.json. Load the Ralph skills and convert. Let's get back to our stuff and let's open Claude code again. Yes, I trust this folder. And now let's state load the Ralph skill and convert prd.md to prd.json. Let's wait a bit. Skills are loaded, called Ralph. As you remember, we copied it to our home directory. And now let's wait for the results. Here we go. PRD.json. Do we want to save it? Yes, why not? And here you can see PRD.json file, which looks like that. Project Wikipedia Playwright tests. Branch name. It already states the branch name. Description. User stories, which are divided with priority. First one, second one, and third one. We will have in total 7 user stories. And how handy is it, isn't it? Like, look at this description. Perfect. I have successfully converted PRD to PRD.json. We have a project, key changes, main, story size, and dependency order, acceptance criteria. Now, let's finally run it. And in order to run it, let's open this directory and we will call scripts ralph.sh, as you remember, and tool CLAUDE. Let's do it. And I will speed it up in order to proceed it quickly. Let's have a brief look how Ralph actually works. First of all, we create a product requirement document. As I showed you, it's just a text which you give it 5-10 sentences depending on your task. Next, we are converting it to prd.json. That's what we did. And actually, next is running ralph.sh, which should pick up our prd.json file and proceed with it. Next, we are picking up a story with high priority. We are implementing it. We are committing the changes if test passed. We are updating prd.json with our progress, marking which story is completed. We are logging the progress. And more stories, yes, AI pick up the story. As you can see, if no, we are done. That's it. Like, it's not rocket science. In the meantime, it's so efficient. Like, you can describe your story, and then it will properly describe it in its own language and will use it. As we see, first iteration is completed. Perfect. Our first user story has been completed successfully. Playwright is installed. Project includes Playwright config. TypeScript is configured. No example test file exists. Package.json includes test scripts. So our first user story is done. Let's switch to the second one. I will keep you updated. Let's create first file in our repository. And in order to have README, at least quick setup or create new repository, I want to actually create README, create a new file, new main, this is README. Name of your file readme.md. Commit changes. Init commit. Init commit changes. Alright, so main branch exists. Let's see our iterations, it's still ongoing. Alright, iteration 2 has completed successfully. What we have actually is page object, Wikipedia home page, which looks kinda alright. We have some selectors inside the constructor, which is acceptable. Locators, alright. We have some methods: go to, verify page load, wait for logo visible, return false, catch false. Well, it doesn't look really good, but okay-ish kinda. Search, well, search is alright. Search with button also alright. Select language is fine. Is logo visible, and the rest. So page object looks fine. And now it's time for iteration number 3. Third iteration, let's see. So first of all, user story number 1 completed. User story number 2 completed. User story number 3 false. What we are going to do here is implement test scenario number 1, search functionality. As a test engineer, I want to verify that users can successfully search for articles from the home page. Let's see. Most important is acceptance criteria. That's how we define if this story passes or not. We need to have test file, we need to have this line in file, test passes locally, and type check passes. Now let's see. User story number 3 is completed, and as we can see, test passes, but language selection homepage UI components verify all test passes is still needs to be done. There are still 4 user stories with pass false, and we need to proceed with them. And now we are switching to user story number 4. As you can see, user story number 4 is ready, and it's time to switch to the 5th. And all the criteria for number 4 user story is passed, and we can see new test has arrived. Should successfully navigate to English Wikipedia from home page. And now it's time to proceed ahead. We still have 5, 6, 7 user stories to proceed. Story number 5 is also completed. Here we implemented homepage UI components, and we will see homepage UI spec file. Homepage UI spec file can be found here. It should display Wikipedia logo, should display search box, should display at least 5 major language links, and that's it. Next, iteration number 6, which will bring us to the tasks. Verify all tests passed. So this is almost final stage where we need to run full test suite and we need to verify they are fine. You can see task number 6 completed, all 7 tests passed. Task number 7 completed, where we need to create GitHub workflow. Create GitHub workflow triggers on Ubuntu latest Node.js dependency Playwright. Let's see GitHub workflows Playwright YAML file. In here you can see that we are running it on push to branch main on pull request. And we are checking out the code, do setup node, installing dependency browsers, test setup. If you want to know how to run this test faster, check out my previous video. I'll show there how to speed it up in 5 different ways. And let's wait for finish results, and we should be good to go. Ralph completed all tasks. That's how you see when you're done. All 7 user stories have been successfully completed. And now what we can do is we can npx Playwright test and see. I hope so they will be green, but who knows, who knows. Running 7 tests using 4 workers. It takes some time, but I hope we will get the green results. Yes, all 7 passes. Now it's time to push it. Let's push it. Init wiki coverage. Let's add all files. Let's commit it and publish the branch. Now it's time to verify our work on CI. Let's open our Ralph playground. Let's create a pull request. So this is a pull request which we want to submit, and let's just do it. Comparing branch. There is nothing to compare. Interesting. Ralph and main branch. Let me rebase my branch on main. Fetch, and we are going to use rebase branch on main, and let's rebase, always pull, cancel. We need actually to push it force. Git push Ralph origin Ralph Wikipedia force after rebasing. Good, let's update. Right, now we can create our pull request. First of all, I want to show you how many commits we have here. With 15 commits, with every detail. You can see implementation of every user story. And finally, all the changelog. So we have here Playwright YAML. We have Wikipedia homepage here, page object. Next, we have some Ralph scripts. Finally, homepage UI test. And language selection. Search spec. So see the differences. That's how Ralph works. And one more step, let's check out our CI action. If it will be green from first try, I would be super happy. Ha, it's green. And what about actual results? 7 test passed. Upload test results on failure. We don't have it. Alright folks, that was it. Ralph is super interesting tool. I recommend you to try 100%. If you need to implement some coverage on a new area, create a standalone 5-7 sentences with detailed description and then convert it to prd.json and fire Ralph. It will do the rest. Believe me, you will like it. See you next time.